Well, 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 chat. We have a very long night of Rocket League action coming up, and it is going to kick off right about now because both teams are in. We have to get started as soon as possible. No time to waste over here, unfortunately. This is the only Mazar, and we are going to kick off with a premier matchup between Casey Cauldron versus Lasico Dose, as you can see in your schedule right here at the top left. And then after that, we have 3 matches all kicking off at the same time, straight after this one. Timbers Army versus EM Dallas Burn in the Premier. Frontera Azul versus Axel Rose in the Championship. And finally, EC Eternal versus Steel Army in the Championship. So let's dive right into our very first matchup. Casey Cauldron versus Lasico Dose. Whoops. It's supposed to be the other way around. There you go. And we will be getting started very, very soon. Pal, it's good to see you in chat, bro. I'm guessing you will be playing tonight, right? No time to waste, we're gonna get started right now. Both teams are joining the lobby, and we are gonna kick off right about now. Here we go. Casey Cauldron versus Lasico Dose. And just as we get started, no lineup changes for the most part between these two sides. Lasico Dose choosing to go without Palace in game 1. They have Rutsau, Devin, and Kaser. And they're going off against Smitty, Thorgold, and Serrano. And it looks like Lasico Dose have the head start. Kaser, the man of the moment, getting the first goal in this matchup. Good pass out by Rutsau into the middle. Lasico Dose getting the head start just as they wanted in this game 1. Good start for them. They lead 1-0. Yeah, that was absolutely a really good recovery by Devin. And I can see why you got it to start. He's probably really up for this matchup as Lasico Dose look to keep themselves in the title chase. The gap is really big between both of these sides who are tied on points and Timbers Army at the top. If I am not mistaken, the gap is more than 11 points. And for Casey Cauldron, it's only going to get bigger from here. Runs out to Kaser yet again. What a pass off the sidewall. Kaser at the right spot at the right time with a low 77 mile per hour, 123 kilometer per hour shot off of AlensBangersOnly.com radar gun. And Lasico Dose double their lead. They're up 2-0. It's only going to get worse for them. Devin looking for the third for his team, but he just couldn't get it on target. Now Thorgold trying to get out of this, trying to get his Cauldron side back into this game. Really slow start from them. They finally entered the orange half, but they just couldn't get much done. Rudsau bringing it to the other way. Instantly, Serrano misses. Smitty has to get involved and clear the ball away. And finally, can Casey Cauldron establish themselves in the orange half? Not like that, though. Kaser with a good 50. Keeping the ball going forward. Smitty, nice job right there. Gets the second touch, but runs out of boost and needs Serrano to get involved. Thorgold waiting in the midfield. Smitty centering it. Cannot get the ball off of the backboard. Just over jumped that essentially. Now Casey Cauldron back to defending as Kaser pushes up. Gets the ball off of the corner. Centered perfectly. Runs out. Couldn't get a shot off. Thorgold got there first. Serrano gets beaten, but Smitty covers for him. And he gets the ball out to the midfield. Finally, there's a spell where Casey Cauldron have some bit of control, but they're just not able to breach this orange defense. Lasico Dose looking incredibly strong right now. Smitty with a weak effort. Runs out with an easy clearance. Thorgold looking awkward in the middle. Gets beaten as well. Devin went way too high with his pass. Runs out keeping it up. Kaser, nice touchdown, but Serrano gets it out. Can Casey Cauldron get a goal back in this? There's still 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. A bump like that will not help Serrano. Smitty has to challenge. Barely gets the ball out of the way. Thorgold trying to take over, but Smitty gets in his way for a bit. Bit across wires leads to a bit of an awkward moment. Serrano finally takes charge and gets the ball out. Just over 2 minutes remaining. Los Inquisitos looking comfortable with their 2-0 lead in this game one. KC Cauldron just slowly getting back into this, but they're just not able to test this defense enough. They even have a notable shot on target yet. Runtsound, meanwhile, bringing it forward, putting it high up, wasting a lot of time. Kaysar with a nice challenge in the midfield. Devin sticking to the ball, gets the boost off of the side, gets demoed for his trouble. Serrano with a near post shot. Kaysar with a nice save. But just like that, Los Inquisitos come forward instantly. Great challenge yet again. Devin going high up with so much confidence. Just couldn't get a shot off at the end. Smitty with a flip reset to no avail. Thorngold with a low 50. Runs out, taking it wide. Devin trying to take charge, but Serrano does a good job of getting to the ball. Smitty looking for the 50 assist. Doesn't get much. Thorngold trying to give his teammates a chance to get back, get their boost, and get into their defensive positions. Serrano able to finally clear it out. Thorngold having to regroup now as Smitty and Serrano take over. Too slow from Smitty. Thorngold finally gets involved. Smitty intercepts the ball, tries to waste a lot of time, create some chaos, but look at the composure from the Austin boys. Very comfortably able to deal with that and bring it out. Ball gets boomed into the other end, but that's no problem for Runsau. Touching it out to the side. Good pass though from Thorngold, but Serrano gets speed. The net is open, and just like that, Kaysar gets his hat trick in game one. And to be honest, with 38 seconds remaining, it does feel like Los Inquisitos have game one in the bag. Now, chat, as a reminder, this is the first match of a 4-match schedule for tonight. So, right after this one, as we see Devin get the 4th to seal the deal for Los Inquisitos, we are going to have 3 matches kicking off at the same time. I will try my best to showcase all of them. We will not be able to have them all necessarily displayed fully. We're hoping to have at least 2 of them showed in a picture-in-picture display. My goal is to try and get a 3rd one in there as well, but that will not be easy. If I can get a 3rd one in there, we can have 3 matches shown at the same time. One of them will have to be a player POV though. And that'll be the Timbers Army EM Dallas Burn matchup, as we see Kaysar just pile on the misery, adding his 4th, giving Los Inquisitos a 5-0 lead with 12 seconds remaining. They don't care about letting this game end. They just want to keep getting the goals, getting more points, padding their stats, going up into the top 5s, and really signaling their intent for the remainder of the season and potentially next season. What a rough start this is for KC Cauldron. Serrano, Thorngold, and Smitty just couldn't get going. All of them were on the back foot. After going down 3-0, they were able to finally get themselves settled. But even then, once Los Inquisitos snapped into the next gear, they took their overall game to the next level. Devin and co wanted to get another, but that doesn't matter. They still win game 1 5-0. And what a dominant performance from the Austin FC fans. All right, now that we're all settled in and ready to go, hopefully everyone is doing well. We've already talked about this game. I think the scoreboard makes it very clear that Los Inquisitos had an incredibly dominant performance. Let's take a quick look at the schedule, just as a reminder for those of you just coming in to see what we have coming up next. We are right now playing Cauldron versus Los Inquisitos. Right after this, 3 matches on the dot, TA EMDB in the Premier, and in the Champ, Frontera Azul, Axon Rose, and EC Eternal Steel Army, all kicking off at the same time. We're hoping to show you at least 2 of those 3, and hopefully all 3. But no guarantees on that. See if we get any subs. I think both teams do have extra players ready to go just in case, as both teams enter the arena. We are kicking off game 2 in Sovereign Heights, and there's only one substitution. Palace coming in for Kaser. It is the La Cinco Doce team that has played for much of the season versus Casey Cauldron with the same lineup from game 1. Here we go. Can Palace make up for what Kaser offered in game 1? Or will that substitution allow allow Casey Cauldron to get back into this matchup? We shall see. Cauldron with a better start than they did in game 1. But there's still a lot of Rocket League action to go. Smitty bringing it forward, looking for a double. Just couldn't get the final touch. Runs out, getting it out into the midfield. Devin beats Thoringold, who once again was awkward, caught under the ball. Devin couldn't get the touch. Runs out with a shot. Powerful effort against two keepers. Neither of them could keep the ball out. The ball eventually trickles into the back of the net. And La Cinco Doce takes the lead just like they did in game 1. They're up 1-0. No Kaser, no problems. Palace comes in. It's the same result. 1-0 so far. But Casey Cauldron looking to make up for that. Palace gets the ball out. Smitty towards the net. Thoringold has an opening right there, but he gets a shot off target. Smitty off of the post and runs out, somehow gets it out of the way. How did that ball stay out? How did that ball not go in? How did Casey Cauldron not get their goal? Unbelievable. But they get a second chance right there. Smitty to Serrano. Serrano couldn't get there on time. And now Runsau brings it out on the counter. And La Cinco Doce have established themselves in the blue half yet again. Only for the ball to go the other way. And Smitty with a long shot catches La Cinco Doce off guard. And he cashes in his goal. Cauldron's first in the match. And it is an equalizer that ties the game. What a piece. Not gonna lie, that is kind of a surprising goal for La Cinco Doce to concede, but mistakes happen. Casey Cauldron punishes them, and now we're all square. Still a lot of time remaining in this game too. Palace making up for his error and getting his first, and bringing La Cinco Doce back to the lead. Nice 50 once again by Runsouth, setting up Palace, who rifles in a 72-mile-per-hour, 116-kilometer-per-hour shot off of Alan's BangersOnly.com radar gun. And after scoring an own goal on the other end, Palace gets his goal against Casey Cauldron, and they're up 2-1. And once again, Devin gets involved, and Casey Cauldron are looking to lose control of this match. Not a good kickoff from them, leaves a huge opening. Devin takes advantage. La Cinco Doce, just like that, are up 3-1. Smitty doing well to beat Devin right there. Just couldn't get the second guy. Runsau does a great job of bringing the ball to the opposite corner. Devin instantly in for the center towards Palace, who just couldn't get behind the ball. Knocks it to the side and gives Smitty a chance to bring it forward. Thoringold now following up. Devin gets it out with one boost. He's still gonna chase and force Serrano to make a move. Nice pass attempt, nice goal attempt there. Smitty with a pre-jump just couldn't keep himself up. Thoringold trying to play it to the midfield, but Smitty chooses to be pragmatic and go all the way back. Runsau hanging in front of the orange net, looking to create some chaos for Casey Cauldron. And now La Cinco Doce finally get it out of the way. Casey Cauldron doing much better to keep themselves in this game. But still, La Cinco Doce looking pretty comfortable. Good pass though by Smitty to Thoringold. And you cannot keep Thoringold out forever. He gets into the score sheet, brings Casey Cauldron back into this. They're now down by 1 goal. La Cinco Doce are up 3-2. Cyberburn, good to see you, bro. You joined in just as this game 2 started to get interesting. Just a quick recap. La Cinco Doce won game 1 5-0, looking incredibly dominant with Kaser in the lineup. Palace then came in for Kaser. This whole match just got a whole lot closer. Game 2 has been quite even. Smitty looking for a 50 to get the equalizer. Runsout does a great job to get it out. Great pass in by Thorgold towards Smitty. Loose touch though, gives Palace a chance to get into the other end. And that is open. And Casey Cauldron doing so well to get back into this. Concede a fourth. Just getting caught off guard. Palace with a long, low shot into the blue net. And Lacinco Dose restore their 2-goal advantage. They're up 4-2. Skyline, my man, thank you for the 100 bits as always. Much appreciated. Your support is always something we are thankful of. We never ask for it, but you always give it, and for that we are eternally grateful. In KC Cauldron get back into this, they have done very well to keep it close, but now we are going to be entering the final minute soon. KC Cauldron are going to run out of time, and they're going to be feeling the pressure. Smitty into the middle. Devin playing it out to Palace, who's going to look for a double, but gets met by Serrano, who gets it out to the other end. Doesn't keep enough control, but gets that mid boost and gets the corner boost as well to keep his tank at 100. But Runsow has 63 in the tank. Looking for a musty, bails out, flips forward, and that gives Casey Cauldron the chance to get a counterattack going. Thorgold couldn't get the touch. Serrano towards the net. Devin jumps up to get the save, and Smitty trying to keep it going, but Casey Cauldron just get that big booming clearance out, and now the ball's at the other end. Time's running out. We are in the final 30 seconds. 2-goal lead for Lacinco Dose, but Casey Cauldron have done very well to keep it close. They're looking to get back into this, but time's running out. It's an open net yet again. Smitty has to bail his team out. Serrano has to get a goal right now. So far, so good. Good first touch, but cannot get the second, and backflips. And the clock runs down to 0. Casey Cauldron knew their time came to an end. Lacinco Dose are up 2-0 in this matchup. So far, so good for the Austin boys. They're on match point. As for Casey Cauldron, their season is looking to come to a sorry end. I mean, this Casey Cauldron team is getting dominated in this whole matchup. Kind of surprising to see this as well, given that they have had such a good start and it's such a good middle half of the season as well. But as the season has progressed, it's just gone tougher and tougher for them. They're just not able to keep as much control. And even with no Kaysar, Lacinco Dose just looked pretty comfortable for the most part, even though Casey Cauldron have had more shots. 10 shots in total versus Lacinco Dose's 4, but those 4 shots are all that mattered. And one of the reasons for that was, as Palace said, he was going for Serrano, trying to demo him, trying to get him off his rhythm. But the match isn't over yet. Casey Cauldron may be 2-0 down, but they could still come back as we enter Game 3 in DFH Stadium. Here we go, another sub, this time from Lacinco Dose again. Kaysar coming in for Runsow. 3 different lineups in 3 different games. As for Casey Cauldron, they stick with the same trio. Can they get themselves back into this? We shall see. Nice touch by Smitty. What a shot! And Casey Cauldron take the lead for the first time. Serrano and Smitty getting the same car out, which is why I thought it was Smitty getting that first touch, but Serrano is the assist provider. Smitty putting it into the back of the net with the butt of that Fennec. And it's the KC boys who take the lead. They're up 1-0. Not long after, though, Lacinco Dose looking to get the equalizer. The ball bounces off the post. Luckily for KC Cauldron, they still keep that lead going. May have been short-lived, who knows? KC Cauldron have done a good job of keeping this out for now, but they're pinned back. Smitty needing to bring this out, but he gets challenged instantly by Palace. Kaser and Devin both turning back. Kaser taking over, putting it to the middle. Palace diving in, nowhere near the ball. Kaser trying to pass it out to Devin, who brings it to the other end, just like that. And now the ball is centered. Palace is right there. 1, 2, 3. Kaser to Devin to Palace. Not too long after Casey Cauldron take the lead. Les Cinco Doce are back. What a team goal. And it's 1-1, just like that. As good of a start as Casey Cauldron has had, this Les Cinco Doce team, once they go up another gear, they're just very difficult to deal with. They just gotta punish the few mistakes that come up. Sorry, Casey Cauldron gotta punish a few mistakes that come up from Les Cinco Doce for them to stay in this. And they gotta make the most of the chances they get as well. 10 shots and 2 goals wasn't enough, because Les Cinco Doce went 4-4. And that's what matters at the end of the day. Doesn't matter how many chances you created. What matters is how many goals you get. As cliched as that sounds. Smitty looking to disrupt the opposition, but none of them even get anywhere near troubled by Smitty. Serrano trying to get it up. What an awkward bounce! No one could deal with that. Devin caught in no man's land. And Casey Cauldron get the lead back, courtesy of a high bounce that rolls off of the corner of the ceiling. The ball was zipping down. Devin just couldn't deal with that. Who could in this position? He was stuck in a wrong spot. Ball bounces off his Fennec into the back of the net. Casey Cauldron get their lead back. And in almost every single kickoff you see after Casey Cauldron have taken the lead, they basically have had to rush back, because the Cinco Doce were just coming up almost instantly. Smitty having to play it back to Thorgold, who plays it out to Serrano now. They're trying to get their team play going, but every time they try to get the passes out, they get met by a challenge from Les Cinco Doce. Devin now trying to keep it going. Kaser takes charge, gets it out, just can't get out to Smitty, who bounces it high up, missing the ball. Palace keeps his composure to get that save. Soft shot, and it gets cleared out by Kaser. Ooh, an awkward miss right there. Kaser, though, takes charge, brings it out to the midfield. Devin interrupts, but Kaser with his weak shot cannot finish it off. And now Casey Cauldron looking to get a 2-goal lead going for them for the first time. Awkward move for Palace right there as he's caught in the middle. Another awkward bounce off of Kaser, but the ball just arcs away from the orange net. Casey Cauldron to pin back this Les Cinco Doce team, and when they have Kaser in the lineup and you're doing that to them, that is a seriously good accomplishment. Casey Cauldron have really stepped it up. They have taken over this game 3, but how long can they keep this up for? There's still 1 minute 30 seconds of action remaining. Les Cinco Doce can come back just like that. So far, though, Thorgold has done a good job of keeping the ball away and preventing Les Cinco Doce from getting their challenges off. Palace beats one, out to Kaser towards the net. Palace challenges Serrano, but Serrano keeps it out, and now Thorgold takes over, bringing it forward, low 50 to Kaser, and Serrano touches it away. As long as they keep the ball away from Kaser, Casey Cauldron will have some success, and that is what they have done in this game 3. As we enter the final minute, Les Cinco Doce looking for that equalizer, but Casey Cauldron have done a very good job of keeping the ball away from them and preventing them from getting those big booming clearances out. Pass it to the middle from Devin. No one able to get to that. Thorgold to the other side. Serrano takes over, but his loose touch gives Palace a chance to bring it out. Smitty has to go back as Kaser's taking over. Kaser's looking for a triple. Just couldn't get to it. And Devin has to go back as well. Palace finally gets the ball away. Not for long, though. Serrano to the middle. No one there from Cauldron. They're looking to play it pragmatically. Big demo. Smitty wastes more time with the dribble. Kaser tries to bring it forward. Palace to the middle. As we enter the final 10 seconds, this is it. Now or never for Les Cinco Doce. But it looks like Casey Cauldron will get their first point. They just got to touch the ball down. Ball still up. It finally goes down. And after the struggles in the first 2 games, KC Cauldron come back, and they get their first point in this matchup. We are going to game 4. Bonesy, good to see you in chat, bro. Great performance there from KC Cauldron, because this Lasiko Dose side looked incredibly dominant in the first 2 games. Lasiko Dose came back instantly and prevented the Lasiko Dose side from taking control of the pace. They took charge. They made Lasiko Dose react. Great rotations. A lot of good passing as well. Just trying to keep it away from the Lasiko Dose boys, and they did so well with that. They were first to the ball. They were first to the challenges, and they took their chances when it mattered. And they did much better with their shots as well, getting 8 shots off. And with the 6 shots that they had to face, they only conceded 1 goal, so they've done pretty well defensively in that game 3. But here we go. We are now entering game 4. Both teams are in. And we are kicking off in Back to Paris as Runsau comes in for Devon. A 4th lineup for Lasiko Dose. Here we go. Can they get their match point, or will we go into game 5? Bit of bumping right there going on. Trying to unsettle the Lasiko Dose. Big booming pass by Serrano out to Smitty. Just nowhere near him. He decides to go back. Thorngold trying to keep up the pressure. Looking for a bump and a touch on the ball. Gets neither. Serrano does a good job of following up. But Kaser gets all the time to play a pass out to Runsau, who gets met by Smitty in the middle. Good anticipation right there. But now they're on the back foot. Ball popped up. It's loose. Palos trying to get it towards that blue net. Serrano gets it away. Awkward second touch. Kaser cannot get to the ball before Serrano. And now Smitty out to the blue. Out of the blue half into the orange one. And Palos tries to get back into the blue half, but to no avail. Kaser finally gets it going, looking for a bump. But as you can see right there, this Lasiko Dose side doesn't want to push up as aggressively as it did in the first 2 games. KC Cauldron are being more respected by the Austin boys right now. And we'll see who takes the initiative right here. Runs out towards Palace. The ball bounces off the crossbar. It's coming back. Smitty does well to bounce it up. Thorgold gets it away. Great opportunity there for Lasiko Dose, but KC Cauldron see them off. And we are going to be playing 2 minutes, and it's still going to be 0-0. And just a heads up, we have 3 matches that are going to kick off at the same time right after this. So we'll see if we can jump into any of them afterwards. I apologize for the silence. I'm having to deal with some administrative matters right now as we have 3 matches that should be kicking off very soon. But what a start for KC Cauldron. They get the first goal. We might be going into game 5. And Serrano gets the second for the Sporting KC boys. This is looking incredible for KC Cauldron, who are down 2-0. In the match, and now they have a 2-goal lead. They're up 2-0. Might we be going to game 5? Might we be going to Champions Field for the first time in a few weeks? Lasiko Dose, the favorites on paper, are on the back foot. Can Casey Cauldron get a huge result right here? They might be able to, as Serrano gets his second, and Casey Cauldron get their third. What an insane sequence of events right here. After they took the 1-0 lead, they have gone 2 more goals in quick succession, and Casey Cauldron are up 3-0. Oh my goodness, the misery keeps going for the Austin FC boys. The Cinco Dulce are now down by 4 goals. No goal from them, all 4 from Casey Cauldron. What is going on right here? The Cinco Dulce falling apart, as Fatality mentions in the chat. This is absolute insanity. We have 2 minutes remaining, and Casey Cauldron are up 4-0. And Kaser comes back with his own goal. Might this be the start of a comeback? We shall see. But with 1 minute 40 seconds remaining, there is a lot of time for the Cinco Dulce remaining to get back into this. Oh, they might be able to get a second right there. Oh my goodness, how did Smitty keep that out? He had 0 boost, but he kept his composure as the touches kept coming in. But now Casey Cauldron are pinned back. Kaser looking for another, but gets bumped away. Smitty clears it out towards Kaser in the middle, who's waiting for someone to take charge, and he just gets it up to Thorigold. I thought he was gonna take over, but he was waiting for a teammate to take charge. That active confusion has put Cinco Dulce in a bit of trouble right now as we enter the final minute. They're still down by 3 goals, and they don't have much more time to come back. Shot off the post, runs out, follows it up, gets it back. 2-goal deficit now. This is just what they needed. They may not be playing clean Rocket League. They may not be playing a good team-based Rocket League, but they're getting their goals. They're getting the goals that count. 4-2 now for Casey Cauldron. 54 seconds remaining. It's still anyone's game. Sorry guys for not commentating much right now. I just have to deal with 3 other matches that are supposed to be kicking off, just making sure all that's good. But I think the action speaks for itself. Final 10 seconds, 2-goal deficit. The clock is running down and the time has run out. We are going to Game 5. We are going to Champions Field from 2-0 down. Casey Cauldron have come back to 2-2. Unbelievable. Fatality looking very excited in the chat. This is absolutely insane. Fatality, I don't know how you're not playing tonight. Not that it really matters because your boys have stepped up. Serrano, Smitty, and Thorigold doing absolutely terrific right there. Get those quick fire forward goals and put Cinco Dulce on the back foot. Luis are absolutely right. Serrano putting up first killer numbers right there. Absolutely insane. Oh, you're sick. Okay, I understand. Yeah. Nah, that's rough, bro. That's rough. Hopefully you feel better, bro. Game 5, Champions Field. As the clock ticks down to 0, here we go. Winner takes all. Runs out Devin and Katsar. The lineup from game 1 going off against Cauldron's only trio. Smitty, Thorgold, and Serrano. Fatality being sick, unable to play, but his boys have done really well tonight. It's all or nothing now. It's been a long time since we've had 5 games in SGL League play. But we have seen Lasico Dose win a 7-game thriller against Timbers Army in the Cup. Might we see them win this in the league? We shall see. But KC Cauldron have come back absolutely in excellent form. And they are high on confidence right now as they look to pin back the Austin boys, but have to deal with a quick counter. Ball bouncing off perfectly towards Katsar, who shoots into the far post. Serrano there for making a clutch save. Katsar takes him out. Devin against Thorgold. Thorgold touches it away, far away from anyone else. Runs out trying to keep up the pressure, but plays it right to the middle where the 3 defenders were, and the ball goes into the orange half. Smitty, shot on net. Katsar, nice first touch, able to follow up with a second, but he gets demoed. Thorgold now towards the middle, but plays it right to Katsar, who clears it out. Serrano, ready for that, gets a first touch. Smitty takes over, looking for a second, but gets too far away. Thorgold coming up, putting it towards the net. Katsar clears it out, and right now this Lasico Dose team is pinned back. No one able to follow up in the midfield. Smitty, try to do it all on his own, but the ball goes out to the corner, and now Devin can finally bring it out to the midfield. Katsar now trying to touch it to the middle. Great pass. Runs out, just couldn't get to it. Devin has to intercept, and he does. Keeps the ball in the blue half. Keeps the pressure going. Runs out. He's come up clutch in so many occasions. Plays a pass out to Devin, who couldn't get the contact. Serrano trying to play it out to the middle. Katsar was ready for that. Shot on net. Smitty with a save. Devin trying to fake. He does, but he gets in Katsar's way. And all 3 are at the ball. No one could take over afterwards. And the ball goes out into the orange half. KC Cauldron get away with it right there. Lasico Dose need to regroup because it's still 0-0. It can still go either way. Oh, what a shot right there. Good save as well. Now the ball going into the other end. Open net! Devin gets the first, courtesy of a great Katsar pass. Great first touch. Gets it past the final defender for Cauldron. Devin has the open net at his mercy. Lasico Dose take the lead. They're up 1-0. Oh my God, did they get the equalizer? How did Cauldron not get one right there? The ball was bouncing out perfectly towards the middle. No one could meet it afterwards, and Lasico Dose gets away with it this time. Might they be able to get the second right there? Runs out trying to dunk on Smitty, but just couldn't get the solid contact towards the net. Devin gets beaten, but Katsar gets back. Ball popped into the middle. Serrano bouncing it down with Katsar. Runs out, bringing it forward. Katsar trying to look to control this with low boost. Smitty dodges a boost, keeps it going, brings it away. Thorgold finally gets it boomed out. Katsar's there meeting Serrano, and Katsar does just enough to get it away from the net. We are going to be entering the final minutes soon. 1-0 to Lasico Dose, but it can still go either way. What a tense finish we have lined up for you tonight in this first match. I thought this was going to be a sweep, given the results that have gone for both sides, but KC Cauldron have done a terrific job of getting themselves into this, and they are still getting themselves in this game 5. What an insane team play right there. Serrano to Smitty to Serrano again with an 84-mile-per-hour, 135-kilometer-per-hour singer into the middle, courtesy of Allen'sBangersOnly.com radar gun. 55 seconds remain. It's still one apiece in Game 5. What a save indeed from Smitty, getting the ball just high enough to bounce off the crossbar. That could have been 2-1, but Smitty there to save his team yet again. And Thorgold now brings the ball forward to the midfield to Smitty. Kaiser trying to bounce it away. Serrano having to go back. Thorgold lets him take over. Thorgold has low boost, but chooses to settle into the net. Bit of a conflict between Rutsau and Devin. None of them take over. A big win from Serrano, but Devin has 0. He gets bumped away by Serrano. Kaiser trying to look for a double. Oh my goodness, I thought he was going to get that on target. He barely gets it away. Unfortunate for him, but fortunately for the Cauldron, they are still in this as we enter the final 10 seconds. I cannot believe that game 5 has gone this way. We are very likely going to be going into overtime unless one of these teams chooses to finish it right here. And we are definitely going to overtime in game 5. Oh my goodness, what an ending we have got in store for you right here. Chat, I'm aware that the other three matches are going to be kicking off very soon. If they have not already kicked off, we will get you into them as soon as possible. But for now, here we go. Game 5 overtime. Casey Cauldron, Cinco Doce. 3rd versus 4th. Who is going to keep themselves in the title race? And who is going to get further away? Thorgold in the perfect position to get the shot off. Oh my goodness! Chat! I think we got ourselves a massive upset! The Cinco Doce lose to Casey Cauldron! Casey Cauldron were 2-0 down! They were 2-0 down! And they reverse swept! Casey have reverse swept! The Cinco Doce! Unbelievable! Oh my word! What a finale! Damn! Oh, chat, I have not done this in a long time, but I'm gonna bring it up. Absolute cinema. Nothing else but those 2 words. Absolute cinema. Woo! That was wild. God dang. But chat, it's not over yet. We are gonna have to jump into the next match. We have 3 going on at the same time. We cannot get all 3 in, unfortunately, so it's very sorry about that. But we are going to showcase 2 of them. We're going to go right into SGL Championship action between EC Eternal and Steel Army. They've already kicked off their game 1. We are going to jump right in there. No time to waste. Yes, EC Eternal versus Steel Army. We are going in right now. Here we go. And as you can see right here, it is overtime in game 1 between EC Eternal and Steel Army. Devin Raisin Boy in Red 4 versus Deep Sea Huskies of Philosophy Girl. Remember the very first matchup they've had in week 1. EC Eternal made an incredible impression in that game 3, winning it convincingly. And now in this game 1, they're tied 1 apiece. Going into the 2nd minute of overtime as they hold on against Steel Army. And I did say we were going to have a second match coming up very soon. Just bear with me for a second as I get that set up. It's all happening live right now. Just high, like, a whole lot of action, a whole lot of intensity. No time to waste. So bear with me as I stay silent. I just need to make sure I have everything set up and ready to go. Still 1-1 between EC Eternal and Steel Army. I don't know how this game hasn't ended yet, not gonna lie. EC Eternal doing a great job defensively right here. Debit looking to get it finished off. But just as a heads up, Timbers Army versus EM Dallas Burn has kicked off. It is 0-0 right now between the two sides. As for Terra Azul versus Axon Rules, I'll look to share the results whenever I can get them. But unfortunately, I won't be able to get them instantly and live. Still great defending right here from EC Eternal as they look to get a huge Game 1 win. But the opening is right there for Red 4. Weak shot. And Huskies with his Octane ZSR gets it out. Razor Boy right into the middle now. Debit trying to get in. The potential game winner. Raisin Boy following it up, misses his touch. Red 4 to Raisin Boy, not the way they threw it out. Debit has to intervene to take charge. The net is right there for the taking, and Red 4 somehow misses. EC Eternal are incredibly lucky they're still in this as we go into minute number 5 of overtime. Oh my goodness. Cyberburn, I understand you'd rather watch EM Dallas. I'm getting that set up very shortly. As we see, Philosophy Girl get in the game winner. What an upset right here in Game 1. EC Eternal in 5th place takes out Steel Army in 2nd. They're up 1-0. Wow. The cinema keeps going, chat. We may no longer be in the premiere, but the chap says, hold my beer. They are bringing us back into absolute drama and cinema. And just as we wait for the second game to kick off, I can report to you that Timbers Army and EM Dallas Burn are tied 1 apiece with less than 1 minute 40 seconds remaining. I do apologize for not being able to get that up right now. I'm still making sure that it is able to show up. That will be coming up for you very, very shortly. Just bear with me as I get that ready to go. We are just about ready to go for Game 2. Once again, thank you all very much for your patience. Just want to make sure we are ready to go. As we kick off Game 2, it's Sovereign Field. Sovereign Park, I believe. Sorry, I'm just a bit muffled up right now. There's a whole lot of stuff going on. Here we go. Game 2 kicks off. Bear Blitz and Debit and Fly Penguin. Yes, there are 2 subs on Steel Army's end. Bear Blitz and Fly Penguin coming in for Raisin Boy and Red 4. As for EC Eternal, they get a couple of subs of their own. Huskies and Philosophy Girl head out for a Daipo and Funk. So chat, we have a big upset in Game 1 between Timbers Army and EM Dallas Burn. Timbers Army lose Game 1 to EM Dallas Burn 2-1 as we see Bear Blitz give Steel Army the lead. They're trying to make up for the loss that they had in game 1. Steel Army back in the lead. Thanks to Bear Blitz, they're up 1-0. And here is the PIP view. As you can see, on your right side, Timbers Army versus EM Dallasburg in the short screen. Whereas EC Turtle versus Steel Army is in the big screen. We gotta thank Rydog for showing us the player POV from his end for that matchup. There would have been no other way for us to showcase that match otherwise, so thank you, Rydog, for setting that up. If you want to see his player POV, it's Rydog TV on Twitch. Or you can stay right here to see both EC Turtle and Steel Army, as well as that match. Bear Blitz, though, showing no mercy, doubling the lead for Steel Army. Devin off the backboard, Bear Blitz right there. He has been amongst the top of the goal-scoring charts, which has been dominated by Polar and Shorts, but he wants to keep himself in the race. And he gets his own second goal right there to double Steel Army's lead. They're up 2-0. And now Five Penguin adds the third. Penguin, one of the new players in SGL this season, coming in, benefiting from the chaos at the back for EC Turtle, tapping it into the back of the net. And EC Turtle take a 3-0 lead. Timbers Army take the lead at the other game. Loy Boy getting the first goal. No replay for that, though. They want to skip and just get to the next game, understandably so. Sorry, I want to make sure everything is good to go, chat. So if I'm silent, I'm just making sure everything is set up. All right. Oh, there you go. Okay, we're all good. Nice. I see there's something else going on. Okay, let me sort this out real quick. There you go. Good. All right, let us go into the other POV with... where is it? Oh, it's not there. Okay, never mind. Let's go back. My apologies for that, chat. We're doing all this live. Just trying to make sure everything is good to go. Thank you very much for your patience as we make sure that everything is presentable for you guys in SGL. But it's incredible to see 2 goals from the opposition in both games. EC Turtle getting one back, and EM Dallasburg getting the equalizer against Timbers Army. All right, now we are good to go. Let us jump right into the alt POV, alt PIP, as we see Wicca give EM Dallasburg the lead. They were down 1-0, but Caesar, Pico, David, and Wicca are in the lead against Lloydboy, Rydog, and Piglet. Absolutely unbelievable scenes right here. What are we watching? Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm catching up with the chat as well as with all the chaos that has happened. So, Devin, game 1 finished 2-1 to EM Dallasburg, which is the scoreline right here in this game 2. As we see Bear Blitz get his hat trick and seal the deal for EC Turtle. They have basically won game 2. They're back in this matchup with 19 seconds remaining. I doubt we'll see EC Eternal come back unless they spring a miraculous upset right here. Meanwhile, in the other game, we're watching Rydog's POV right here, so it's not a pure spectator point of view for you to be able to follow up with all the action. But you are able to see some sort of gameplay right there as Timber's Army are down 2-1 against EM Dallas Burn. Pico David is playing in that game too, by the way, and EM Dallas Burn still has the lead. As we see, Bearblitz sealed the deal right here, getting his 4th, keeping up in the Golden Boot race. Debit to Bearblitz yet again, cherry pick to the open net, and Steel Army are back. They win game 2 5-1, and they tie this match 1 apiece. And speaking of tying the game, Timber's Army have come back and they've tied their game 2-2 with 1 minute 35 seconds remaining. I'm gonna unmute this to see if we get some audio going. As Rydog gives Timber's Army the lead in game number 2 of that matchup. 1 minute 26 seconds remaining. Timber's Army are up 3-2. And that's exactly what they were looking for as well. Right? That was a really good shot, Luis. Absolutely insane. Uh-oh. I see what's going on. Okay. All right. Just trying to make sure everything's good to go and we're all caught up. As we jump into game number 3 for EC Eternal versus Steel Army. Just waiting for both sides to get ready before we kick that one off. EM Dallas Burn, though, have to get back into this, but they are pinned back. Rydog looking to seal the deal! And despite the best efforts of Caesar and EM Dallas Burn, Rydog gets his 2nd, and gets his hat trick. Thank you for that scoreboard flash, Rydog. And Timber's Army's 4th. They're up 4-2 with 30 seconds remaining, and surely they're back into this now. Not gonna lie, it's absolutely crazy to see how well EM Dallas Burn have been playing in this matchup. Getting that game 1 victory over Timber's Army is absolutely insane. But now Timber's Army are back, ready to go again as we kick off game number 3. Here we go. And it's Debit, Fly Penguin, and Raisin Boy. Raisin Boy coming in for Bear. As for Steel Army, as for EC Eternal, it's Huskies, Philosophy Girl, and Mr. Funk. Just gonna go here real quick whilst we wait for the other match to get back. Philosophy Girl coming in for a Daipo, and Huskies coming in for Deep Sea. Right, Luis? Pico David did very well in that game. He was really good, surprisingly so. I think Posey, I believe Rydog is listening to the stream as well, which probably why he flashed that scoreboard, or he probably knew what was up. Again, thank you very much for all the patience whilst I got this set up, chat. May not have been easy, but hopefully you guys are enjoying this right now. It would have been even nicer if we had a 3rd match to show between Frontera Azul and Axon Rose, but just didn't have enough referees and other volunteers around to help get that showcased for us here. So we'll just be able to report the result for that when that match gets done. We kick off game number 3. Let's jump right into the action. Here we go. On the right side, you have Timber's Army versus EM Dallas Burn. On the left, you have EC Eternal versus Steel Army. Pico David, I'm telling you, you are getting better and better, bro. Gotta keep that confidence going. You're able to hold your own now. And speaking of holding their own, EC Eternal has done very well to keep this 0-0 so far. Raisin Boy can be a bit difficult to deal with if you're the opposing side, but they've done very well to keep him suppressed. Fly Penguin, though, growing into his own right here. Debit having to come back, but Fly Penguin does just enough to clear that out of the way. Huskies gets one beaten. Funk leaves it for Husky. Shot towards the net. Fly Penguin and Debit diving for the save. Debit gets the final touch. And Steel Army are on the back foot for just a moment right there as the Demos rain in against them. But they still hold on. It's still 0-0. Meanwhile, Timbers Army take the lead. They're up 1-0 in Game 3 with less than a minute played. And just like that, not too long after Timbers Army took the lead against EM Dallas-Bird, Steel Army take the lead as well. Debit flying in from the midfield, bouncing his shot off the crossbar, and an unfortunate deflection into the back of the net. That's not how you want to concede a goal, but for Steel Army, they don't care. They take the lead. They're up 1-0. Huskies having to get this out of the way. Does so, does just enough. Fly Penguin tracking back. Has to get out to Debit, who takes it out to the right side. Mr. Funk meets him right there. Great challenge, but Raisin Boy's there to follow up. Huskies likewise to keep the pressure up. Huskies try to play a pass, but gets a weak contact. Just the ball goes nowhere, and Fly Penguin gets it out and towards the middle. Fly Penguin gets a 50. The ball bounces high up. Debit off the backboard. Raisin Boy following up with a shot. Huskies there to meet him in the middle. And awkwardly, Funk lets it go. Fly Penguin takes over from Debit. Off the backboard, the shot wasn't on target. And now the ball might be rolling in towards the net. And Philosophy Girl gets the equalizer. Catches Steel Army off guard with a slow rolling long shot. Meanwhile, in the other game, Timbers Army doubled their lead. And they're looking to put EM Dallas-Bird down after they lost Game 1. They want to show no mercy. They want to show everyone who the top dogs are at SGL Premier. They're up 2-0. (1-1) with less than a minute remaining between EC Eternal and Steel Army. Can still go either way. Debit trying to lead his team forward. Fly Penguin didn't have the boost, so he lets it go. Big 50 towards the middle. Raisin Boy trying to get the shot off, but he just couldn't get it on target. Now Debit needs to track back. Fly Penguin meeting the dribbler out. Philosophy go all the way back. Doesn't get the final touch. That is very unfortunate for them. 30 seconds remaining on the clock, and Debit gets the lead back for Steel Army. Philosophy Girl couldn't get the touch. Debit with the easy tap in. 64 miles per hour, 103 kilometers per hour. And Steel Army take the lead. They're up 2-1. And speaking of leads, Timbers Army triple their lead. And they get the fourth. Great pass from right on to Piglet. EM Dallas-Bird are in trouble. They're on the back foot. And after starting so well, winning Game 1, they're now losing Game 3 4-0, and Timbers Army look likely to go into match point. Not too long after, though, Anomaly gets a goal back. Straight out of kickoff. 4-1 to Timbers Army with 1 minute 40 seconds remaining. As Game 1 ends, Steel Army take advantage, and they are now on match point themselves. They're up 2-1, not just in the game, but also in the match. And let us go into Timbers Army versus EM Dallas-Bird whilst we wait for the fourth game to kick off between EC Eternal and Steel Army. All right, everything's good to go. We're just waiting for Game 4 to kick off between EC Eternal and Steel Army. Meanwhile, Timbers Army versus EM Dallas Burn in the final 30 seconds. It's still a 3-goal advantage for the Portland Timbers boys. Meanwhile, the FC Dallas contingent trying to get themselves back into this, but the clock is not on their side. And this is looking really comfortable for Timbers Army right here. Rydog gets it out. Great dribble. Ball loose in the middle. Piglet misses. Lloydboy trying to go for a shot. Gets saved by Anomaly. And the game is over. Timbers Army win game 3 4-1. And they are now on match point. All right, both teams are going in for EC Eternal versus Steel Army. Game 4, au Parc de Paris. Steel Army with a good kickoff. Red 4 couldn't get there. Red 4 coming in for Raisin Boy, and Bear Blitz coming in for Fly Penguin. It is the trio of brothers, Red 4, Bear Blitz, and Debit against Deep Sea Huskies at Philosophy Girl. So EC Eternal looking to take us to Game 5, just as KC Cauldron did against the Cinco Doce. EM Dallas Burn looking to do the same on their end. EC Eternal doing a decent job so far, keeping the ball in the orange half, but now the ball's in the midfield. Red 4 beats 1. Huskies gets bumped by Bear. Bear following up off the backboard. Red 4 looking for a shot. Philosophy Girl meets him in the middle, but Devin follows up, not on target. Deepsea should be able to bring this out. Gets demoed after he demos Bear Blitz, and now Philosophy Girl keeps the momentum going for EC Eternal. But just like that, Steel Army bring the ball out. Now they're looking to take the initiative. An awkward moment right there from Debit. Huskies has the chance to give EC Eternal the lead, but Bear Blitz gets back right on time. Denies him the opportunity to get the first goal, and it's still 0-0. Meanwhile, Timbers Army versus EM Dallas Burn kicks off on the right side of your screen. The loose touch from Red 4, but Deep Sea just doesn't really take advantage of that. Debit, though, to the middle! What a save from Huskies! In the middle at the right place at the right time, denying Bear Blitz his goal. Red 4 towards the middle, off the backboard. Bear Blitz overshot that. Steel Army are keeping it going. Red 4 has to follow this up. No, he gives it to Debit. Bear Blitz to Debit. And Steel Army take the lead with 2 minutes 54 seconds remaining. Their pressure has counted. They pinched EC Eternal back for a long while there, and they get the first goal that they deserve. Meanwhile, Timbers Army take the lead against EM Dallas Burn. As a reminder, that is the Rydog POV that you're watching. So all the action that you see is from Rydog's point of view. Hopefully it is giving you a decent idea of what goes on as Timbers Army look to double their lead, but the ball bounced off the crossbar, and now they need to defend. EM Dallas Burn coming up on the other end, but they couldn't keep up their pressure. They couldn't get an attack going, and Nelly doubles the advantage for Timbers Army. Lloydboy with a musty pass. Musty followed up with a touch in towards the middle. Nelly finishing it off. Timbers Army are up 2-0, and they want to seal the deal fast. And just like that, a third goal straight from kickoff for Timbers Army. They're looking really comfortable right now after conceding that game 1. They're showing us why they are the title contenders. Awkward moment right there, though, for Rydog and Co. And Lloydboy just does enough to get the ball out of the goal line, staying right behind Rydog, waiting for the ball to come to him instead, and he gets a big save to keep this at 3-0. And potentially a fourth for Timbers Army. Nelly trying to get a pass off. Rydog wasn't expecting that touch off of the Fennec, but and somehow Timbers Army just don't get their fourth, but they keep it going. They're not going to let that weigh them down. 2 minutes, 44 seconds remaining. Meanwhile, in EC Eternal Steel Army, we are just about going to enter the final minute. EC Eternal still pinned back, but they're still in this match. Huskies trying to take over, but he plays it to Bear Blitz, who tries to give it to Red 4, but Red 4 gets beaten. Debit to the corner. Deep Sea misses. Philosophy Goal gets the corner boost and goes back. Debit versus Huskies. Huskies wins. The ball's going towards the middle. Bear Blitz misses. Red 4 has to deal with it. It's on his own. And Huskies comes back and gets the equalizer with 44 seconds remaining. AC Eternal don't want to give up. They'll keep it going. They want to take us to Game 5 in that matchup. It is 1 apiece with 44 seconds remaining. Caesar getting the first for EM Dallasburn in this Game 4. 3-1 to Timbers Army with 150 remaining on the clock. Still lots of time for EM Dallasburn to come back. But this Timbers Army team, whenever they deal with any adversity, they come back strong. And speaking of adversity comebacks, EC Eternal take the lead against Steel Army within the final 30 seconds. Great pass to Deep Sea by Philosophy Girl. Deep Sea at the right spot, finishing it into the open net. No one there from Steel Army to deal with that shot. 20 seconds remaining. EC Eternal want to take us to Game 5. And EM Dallasburn have come back as well. 3-2 to Timbers Army at the moment with 1 minute 15 seconds remaining, but Rydog comes in at the perfect time and gives Timbers Army the lead. Or extends the lead rather, sorry, to 4-2 as EC Eternal win Game 4, and we are going to Champions Field in the championship. As we go back to the premier matchup between TA and EMDB. Timbers Army get a 3-goal lead yet again. Just as EM Dallasburn were coming back, Timbers Army step up. It's now 5-2 between the two sides. Caesar, Wicca, and Anomaly just getting overpowered by Nelly, Lloydboy, and Rydog. Cyberbird saying, looks like they just gave up. I don't know if they gave up per se. I think they just get outpaced and they're just getting outmatched at the moment. But you can surely say that they are not giving up because Wicca gets back with another goal. 5-3 to Timbers Army this time. 48 seconds remaining. Never say never to a potential comeback. And Caesar now gets another. What is going on? Lloydboy trying to get it out of the way, but Caesar's right there. Lloydboy with a big save, but Caesar gets back to the ball, reading that touch from Lloydboy. 5-4 to Timbers Army. They went back to a 3-goal lead. They're now down again to a 1-goal lead. 35 seconds remaining. Anomaly! Equalizer! 5-5 between Timbers Army and EM Dallasburn. Absolute insanity. Absolute cinema. But that is not the only match going on. We also have EC Eternal versus Steel Army in Game 5. Here we go. As Timbers Army take the lead yet again against EM Dallasburn. They're on match point. That is a huge goal for them. 6-5. But EM Dallasburn don't want to give up yet. It's Caesar. Oh my goodness. What are we watching right here? Rydog does not want to show us any replays. He wants to keep this going. 6-6. As we see an insane save from Deep Sea for EC Eternal. As Rare Blitz almost got the lead for Steel Army. And now Raisin Boy trying to keep it up. Deep Sea gets it out of the way into the midfield. Can we see a game winner? Potentially in Timbers Army versus EM Dallasburn. We could, but what a save. Caesar and Anomaly both keeping The net protected. And we are going to go to overtime there as we see Huskies give EC Turtle the lead in Game 5. What a start for EC Turtle. The game is still not over yet. It is now. And we're going to overtime in Game 4 between Timbers Army and EM Dallas Bird. Meanwhile, Steel Army looking to get back. What a second touch right there, but Bear Blitz, Devin couldn't get it on target. Meanwhile, Huskies gets the second for himself. Doubles the lead for EC Turtle. Deep sea long ball. Huskies back flipping. Touches it into the middle. What a goal right there. Absolute insanity. And speaking of absolute insanity, game winner for Timbers Army. Game, set, and match 3-1 to the Portland Timbers boys. They had a right scare, but they have come back and they have sealed the deal despite all the setbacks they've had to deal with. Wow, what an ending to that matchup. Absolutely insane night of Rocket League action right here. Let's turn our attention back to the championship right now. EC Turtle versus Steel Army. 2-0 to EC Turtle. Steel Army on the back foot. Second place Steel Army looking to keep themselves in the title chase. EC Turtle looking to spoil things for them. This will be a huge upset in the championship if EC Turtle can see them off. Right now, Steel Army are doing all they can to get back into this. EC Turtle choosing to sit back. Bear Blitz and Co. have been struggling, but Devin does get a shot off. Good save right there. Raisin Boy letting it go for Bear Blitz, who gets met by Huskies in the middle. Huskies doing well enough to keep the pressure up. Philosophy Go trying to keep it going, but Devin does very well to keep close control. Now Raisin Boy towards the middle, towards Bear Blitz, who tries to play a pass, but plays it way too high up, inviting EC Turtle forward as they enter the orange half and try to establish themselves to get a potential third for themselves. Great 50 right there from Devin. Another great 50 right there once again. Open net. But Deep Sea and Philosophy Go get back just in time. Combined to get that ball out. And they have cleared it out. Gets his third. Gets the hat trick. EC Turtle are up 3-0. And they are looking at a massive upset in the championship. We saw EC Defiance beat the Rebellion. Might we see EC Turtle do the same thing and beat Steel Army? 3-0. This is absolutely insane right here. But there's still a lot of Rocket League action to go. We have 2 minutes remaining. Philosophy Go looking for a fourth. Good save right there from Debit. Carries the ball out, but a loose touch invites Philosophy Girl up. Nice 50 from Devin to keep it going. Gets the corner boost, trying to get a pass up, but Deep Sea read that and gets the ball cleared. Nice second touch there from Philosophy Girl yet again. Raisin Boy into the middle towards Huskies, who blaze it towards the goal. Devin towards Raisin Boy. Can Raisin Boy get up with zero boost? No, he cannot, but Huskies also misses. Shot towards the net. What a save! Bear Blitz was diving in, and Husky still stayed strong on the goal line with a massive save to keep the 3-goal lead for EC Turtle. Another great sequence of saves right there from EC Turtle. They don't want to give up as much as Steel Army have pinned them back. Great defending right there from the Seattle Sounders contingent. Steel Army have peppered the blue net, but EC Turtle have kept this clean sheet up so far as we enter the final minute. Might they finally get their goal? They finally do. It took 4 minutes and 8 seconds, but the blue wall has finally been breached. Steel Army are back in this. They get their first goal. It is now a 3-1 lead for EC Turtle. Well, that's big right there. A lot of time being wasted. But now Devin out to Raisin Boy to the other end. Huskies try to play it to Philosophy Girl, who passes into the middle. But Deep Sea has zero boost. Tries to get a small pad to get to the first touch. Does enough. Gets the second touch as well, but Bear Blitz clears it out. Philosophy Girl to Deep Sea. Yet again, they're trying to get their passing game going. All that does is waste time, which is working out well enough for them. Raisin Boy now trying to bring it forward, but Husky's just enough to get it out of the way. Philosophy Girl, bring it to the other end. Might they get them forward? They do, with a huge assist from Bear Blitz. Couldn't get back on time. Philosophy Girl credited with the goal. And that does it. EC Turtle has sealed the deal. They get the upset, just like EC Defiance did against the Rebellion. 4-1 in Game 5. And that rounds up an insane night of Rocket League action for you. 2 major upsets for all of you. Absolute cinema.
The game was wrong.
Wow. All right, time for us all to catch our breath, chat. Okay. Before we jump into interviews, we do need to, like, recap on what happened because we have 4 matches going. If you're wondering why people in chat are saying congrats Rebellion, for those of you who watch on YouTube, yeah, the people in chat are saying congrats Rebellion. It's because with this loss, the Rebellion basically extend their lead, and they pretty much are going to seal the deal in the championship now. So congrats to the Rebellion for that massive win. And I just got word on the other matchup between Frontera Azul and Axe and Rose. So let me just record all the results real quick before I announce anything else. Because wow, what a night of Rocket League action we had tonight, chat. Let's do a quick review of this Game 5 right now. EC Eternal stepping up big. Huskies with a massive hat trick, but it's not, he didn't do it all on his own. Every single one of those players did a great job getting the passing game going. The counterattacks caught Steel Army off guard. They just had no answer to them. And when they tried to push up and pepper that that blue goal, EC Eternal did a terrific job to protect it. And we have 2 upsets for you tonight. Oh my goodness, what a night of SGL action. But it is getting close to midnight. We do need to have some interviews lined up. Let's see what we have set up for ourselves tonight. Oof. Sorry, I'm just catching my breath right now. There were indeed games tonight. Lots of games. Lots of games. Okay, chat. We have 3 interviews lined up. I just need to make sure all of that's set up. Debit's asking me how I pulled this off. It wasn't perfect. There was quite a bit of it wasn't as clean as it could have been. It could have been better prepared, not gonna lie. But I hope you guys are happy enough with the action that you guys were able to see. Unfortunately, we did miss out on 1 potential banger. Frontera Azul and Axe and Rose had a great matchup themselves. I will show you guys the scoreline for that matchup once I have everything set up and ready to go. Okay, as I said earlier, before we go to the interviews, let's take a look at the results, chat. Look at that. We started off with a reverse sweep between Casey Cauldron and Lasinko Dose. And then after that, in the championship, we had 2 5-gamers. Frontera Azul with Saxon Rose went to 5 games. Frontera Azul came out the victors, but EC Turtle did the exact same. They came out the victors as well in a 5-game matchup. 2 big upsets for the night with Casey Cauldron and EC Turtle coming up the victors. And then we could have had one potential upset between Timbers Army and EM Dallas Bird. That in that crazy game 4 with the scores tied at 6, Timbers Army came out the winners right after OT. And they look to seal the deal in the Premier themselves, as the results on the right for the championship are in huge favor for the Rebellion. Let's take a quick look at the standings to see what it means. So, let's start with the Premier. Casey Cauldron with that win, go up to 35 points. They're now 11 points behind. We have 2 matches remaining. With that win for Timbers Army, Casey Cauldron and Lasinko Dose are both out of title contention, because with only 2 match weeks remaining, the max number of points they can get is 8. Timbers Army are up by 11 points. So Cauldron and Lasinko Dose, you two have done very well to keep yourselves up, but you two are out of title contention. It is now a 2-horse race between Timbers Army and Frontera Chrome. Meanwhile, on the right side, that upset by EC Turtle against Steel Army means that Steel Army are now 4 points behind. They could have been at 36 points, but now they're up to, so not 36, 35 points, sorry, but now they're only up to 33. And with a 4-point deficit, and the Rebellion looking to have a strong finish to their season, Steel Army are going to have a very tough assignment in their hands to get back, as does EC Defiance for that matter. They're 5 points behind the Rebellion right there, so the Rebellion are looking very good to seal the deal. All they need to do is win their last 2 matches and they'll be good to go. All right, let us get to our first interview. We are going to kick it off with the victors of EC Turtle versus Steel Army. So let us bring in Andrea, aka Philosophy Girl from EC Turtle. Andrea, a massive win. Hello. Week 1 showed the potential, but you guys realize that potential now against Steel Army, winning this in 5. How are you guys feeling tonight? Oh, sorry, my mic was muted. Everyone in Twitch chat heard what I had to say, but Andrea, I'll repeat it for you. Huge congrats on you for your win. Week 1 showed the potential, and you realized that potential right here in this matchup, winning this in 5 games. How is your team feeling tonight?
Oh my god, the adrenaline. Dude, the adrenaline. I'm pumped. We're all pumped. I tried to convince Huskies to because he was amazing, but I don't think he likes interviews. I gotta be honest with you. So he wouldn't do it. So I was like, I'll take it if you don't, but I think you should do it. But he didn't want to do it.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, he can always come in if he wants to be interviewed, but if you want to come in instead, that's okay. Speaking of Huskies, I mean, he turned up big, getting a hat trick and giving you guys a 3-goal lead to start off with in Game 5. You know, how much did that help to boost your confidence to deal with the absolute shellacking you were dealing with in that Game 5 after you went up 3-0?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like, we were in shock. We were like, we should not. How are we up like this? Like, I was in shock. I was like, this is crazy. And it was just like, let's keep it together. Let's keep it together. Let's keep it together. Because I don't really know if we played in a way that was like, I will say we were the better team because we won, but they definitely had control. They definitely had possession, and they were getting pressure on us. And we did some really good, like last ditch defense in the back line. And I think that, I mean, we held together really good back there, I feel like.
Oh, you absolutely did. So what else contributed to that? Do you think something else like communications would play a part in that, or was it just sheer will and determination?
Oh, we had great comms. We had great comms this game. I think way better than the last 2 weeks. I think we had really good comms. I mean, obviously not every time it works. Like sometimes Deuce will be like, leave that, and I just can't. I don't process it. But like, we did pretty good. on just rotating well, maintaining composure, always being in the back when we need to be, and trying to keep up a certain amount of aggressiveness that I think is the way when we play the best. We're pretty aggressive. So yeah, although they did kind of boost starve us, I will admit.
No, you guys still held on very well despite getting boost starved, and it was a lot of back and forth. You know, a bit of a volleyball game. You know, the ball just didn't stick really close to either team's cars for the most part. Was that something you wanted to see in this matchup? Was that like the game plan, to make it as chaotic and hectic as possible?
I think both of our sides are really good at 50s, and I think we both kind of showed that we want to take the ball away from someone. We don't want to just like sort of let them get it on and save it. We don't want to take it when maybe there's not as much of a chance to really do anything positive. So, you know, I think we want to block. We want to 50. We want to sort of like not much going on. Chaos ball, like, I guess works for us, and I'm so glad it was this game that we won, because the first game against Steel Army, it really did feel like, oh, we aren't horrible. We could have beat these guys given a little bit more, you know?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, you guys rotated just as Steel Army did. How do you make sure those rotations don't affect your rhythm?
I mean, it's instinct, right? Like, I feel like for me, Rocket League, the entire game, and I'm trying to get better about mindfulness while playing it, but there's a lot of instinct to know, like, that ball is in a place where it's dangerous for them, it's dangerous for us for it to be there. They're going to get to it first. I know I need to rotate back. I know we're in a dangerous position. Like, it's almost like sort of like seeing red, like an animal, like, senses danger, stuff like that, you know?
Honestly, that's a good way to put it. I mean, if you're relying on your instincts in this game, you could go very far. Sometimes when you overthink, it kind of just holds you back. So I guess that's a good way to go in this matchup.
Yeah, I think for sure, like, I mean, I have a lot of problems with panic, but I feel like it was a little better this game. I think we were able to calm the nerves, and because it was there was definitely some, even the good moments were like really like popping off and like screaming and just like feeling amazing. It's like adrenaline just flowing, you know. This is a good win.
And you should celebrate that win. Go out there and enjoy that. I'm going to have to cut this interview short because we have a whole lot more coming up later on. But enjoy that win for sure. Before we end this, though, I'm going to give you the floor. Say what you want to say. Give your shout-outs. Go ahead.
I mean, just my team, you know, Deeps, Huskies, Funk, Adifo. I mean, you guys are great. I love playing with you guys. I've become a better Rocket League player playing with you guys. And also, go Hawks. Like, seriously, holy shit, this Sunday, I was like a kid last time, you know? So, fucking go Hawks, dude. So, yeah, GG's. I'ma hop out.
GG's, absolutely. Take care and have a good night, Andrea. Okay, so we're not done yet with the interviews. We have a second one coming up right now, chat. This one should be a quick one, so let us bring in, from the match we did not stream between Fratera Azul and Axe and Rose, AGD Delight of Axe and Rose. Welcome on in. I saw the result in the match thread. 3-2? You guys pushed it all the way out there? Come on, you got to tell us how that went. That must have been intense.
How it went was they got scared and had to bring out their A team to handle us. That's how that went. No, that was a super fun series. GG's to those guys. It was a lot of fun. It was real back and forth. We took game 1, they took the next 2. Then we took game 4, pushed it to game 5. Yeah, just it was a lot. It was a goal fest for sure.
And how did you guys pull this off? I mean, we're talking so much about, oh, you guys deserve to win games. You know, these sweeps are not what they should be. They're not as they appear. And here you are, taking it all the way to game 5. What was the difference between this and the other matches?
We had a sub. And that helped. We kicked it off with me and Darkshade and Canty. And we did that for a couple matches. Then we swapped Darkshade out for Borf. Did that for a match. Then we swapped Canty out and Darkshade back in. And we just ran that for the rest of it. But yeah, just having guys, kind of, take the pressure off them a little bit, get a few minutes to relax their thumbs, take a breather, recollect their thoughts, kind of remind everybody, like, hey, keep the comms up, keep the pressure high and all that. I think that was the biggest difference this week, is just having fresh thumbs to take a breather and join when they're ready.
Yeah, that definitely helps. I mean, sometimes it's good to just step back and take a break, isn't it? And that definitely, it seems like it definitely helped your team right there. I know you don't have much more time in this interview, so I'll leave you with one last question. I think that result shows that your team has potential. How far do you think your team can go? Like, where do you see this team reaching?
Oh, in this season or period?
In the future, not just this season.
Oh, this team with a tiny bit of roster support and more time together, we can absolutely be in the conversation for the top of the league. I mean, we just pushed San Diego, the number 3 seed, definitely in the conversation in the top tier. We pushed them to game 5. So there's no reason we can't be part of that top tier conversation going forward if we keep this up, if we keep progressing. Maybe we get a little bit of roster help in the off season. But yeah, I feel really good about this, even though in the end of the day it is a loss on the score sheet. It's still a couple of points on the table, and we've been deserving of points for so many series by now that it just feels good to put a couple on.
Absolutely. It feels like you're getting what you deserve now with the good things that are coming in. Hopefully the next thing is a win, although I think your final 2 matches aren't going to be any easier, unfortunately. We just check real quick. Sorry. Week 13 against Steel Army. They did just lose to EC Eternal, so never say never. And then you have a bye week. So your last match is next week.
We can beat Steel Army. Like, let's be real. We can beat Steel Army.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Heck yeah. Hey, they are a beatable side. I will tell you that personally. So you guys could definitely beat them for sure. All right. So thank you very much for the interview right here. Before we let you go, give your shout out. Say whatever you want to say. The floor is yours.
GG's to San Diego. GG's to my team. Thank you, Maz, for everything you do. And I have not checked the scoreline of the Timbers Army Premier League team yet, but I hope they did well.
I can tell you that. They won 3-1 against EM Dalsburg, despite a scare from EM Dalsburg.
Boom, there we go. So, congrats, Timbers Army.
There you have it. GG's. Have a good night, Delight. Catch you next time.
Yep, you too. Bye.
All right, we got to keep this going. We have 3 more interviews coming up, by the way, so... the train has to keep rolling. No time to converse about much else. Although, I have to mention one thing really, really quick. Okay, back to the standings. You see EC Eternal is above FST Azul right here? That's not true. It should be the other way around. It should be Azul over EC Eternal because they have a better head-to-head record with everything else tied up. The only reason it's not reflecting here is because the live scoreboard does not take into account head-to-head records as of yet. That's something we're going to work on to establish in the future. For now, it just sorts them in alphabetical order when everything else is tied. So, no, EC Eternal is not 4th. It's Frontera Azul. Just keep that in mind. And when we publish the final league table for the week, for the championship, you'll see Frontera Azul in 4th over EC Eternal. Just had to make sure that was clear for everyone. But let's move on to the next interview. And let's welcome on in... Rydog of Timbers Army. Rydog, we come to you after interviewing AGD Delight, and he was one happy camper. You must be absolutely delighted, no pun intended, after a potential scare from EM Dallasburg. How y'all feeling after that thrilling win?
Yeah, it was good. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully my audio is coming in okay because I'm on my phone. I'm driving, but yeah, it was a little worrying in that game 4. Obviously, I don't know how much you guys were watching that because obviously you were watching a cinema series too. But it was back and forth. It was 4-4, 5-5, 6-6, and then finally 7-6 us. And so I was a little nervous just because I felt like there were just a few mistakes that I was making kind of towards the end of that game, especially with my kickoffs that kind of led them to scoring a lot of goals. I mean, Caesar like got the ball after all my kickoffs and solo played or solo played to an extent and then passed it off to, his teammates. And so I was kind of pissed about that. It was like one of those like fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, shame on you, fool me 3 times. I'm still getting fooled by Caesar. So yeah, anyway, I think we're feeling good. Obviously we just need to keep winning to keep our title hopes in our keep us in the driver's seat. So
Absolutely, and that with that win, by the way, you knocked out both KC Cauldron and Le Cinco Doce from title contention. I think both teams are hoping for you to lose just so they can keep up, but that victory knocks both of them out. So it's now just a 2-horse race between you and Frontera Chrome. Are you still confident that you can see out this race until the very end?
yeah, I think so. I've always said this, that I think that we're the most dangerous when I'm confident. Like there are times when I'm not confident, and I think that's not when we play well because I think my other teammates are insane, and maybe that's a lot of pressure on me. But I just some days I am clicking, and some days I'm not. Today I was definitely clicking. We were just talking about it in the public chat, like my kind of upside down shot from midfield, like just gave me a whole bunch of confidence. I think I had a hat trick in 2 of the games, like. That's like scary. Like for other teams, it's scary because when I'm like that, I'm confident, and yeah. So I think we can see it out. Obviously, we play the number 3 and number 2 teams left for the rest of the season for the championship. So I pressure makes diamonds. I wouldn't want it any other way.
Oh yeah, and you always turn up when the pressure's on you and your team. I mean, you guys went down that game 1 and game 2. You were down as well. How did you guys bounce back from those moments of adversity? Like, what gave you guys the confidence to, get yourselves going?
I think, although I don't think he said it that much this time, but Loyboy always tells us to have fun when we play, and I feel like that for me is just a mental like, hey, it's okay, and I think that's really what turned the switch of when I put too much pressure on myself. Like I was mentioning earlier, I don't play well. And so when I just am reminded, like, hey, we're doing this for fun, like you're playing a game for fun, like it's okay. Like I just start to get all the confidence in the world, and obviously just trying to help my team win. I thought Piglet played insane as always when he comes in. Like, I've kind of joked that like he is the 3rd best player on our team for sure, and I'm super glad that he gets to play. Even though sometimes he's like, no, you and Nelly and Loyboy should play. You guys are the strongest 3, but sometimes I disagree with that, and he was insane tonight too. So I think when those 2 things happen, we're pretty unstoppable.
Oh yeah, you guys definitely have like one of the strongest lineups in all of SGL. Big credit to Piglet for that, for making himself a big contributor. Despite AG Delight wishing for him to come down and join Axe and Rose, I think he can still be a big player for Timber's Army. Not just the season, but beyond as well. One final question though before we end this interview, because we're kind of running out of time. Me personally, because we have a couple more coming up. Your name in that lobby was Rhydog 0505. What's the significance behind that name?
Yeah, we were warming up, and Loyboy was trying to explain that we were in a threes game, and there were 2 players on the other team that had hyphens in their name, and he was trying to explain it of like basically just like why did these people have hyphens in their name, etc. And we were just dying laughing, and so all of us changed our names except for Piglet, of course, because he plays on PlayStation. It's a little harder to change your name, but Reese, Landon, and I all changed our name to include hyphens in our names because of that. I do wish I would have recorded like our warm up, like our comms a little bit, because you guys would have just been like, "What the heck is going on?" Because that was us in the Discord being like, "What are you saying to us?" Landon. So there's no like for the dashes, there's no significance. The 5 is just my college soccer number, and Rydog05 was taken. And so Rydog0505 stick. It was my last like Xbox gamer tag, I'm pretty sure, before I switched over to Steam and PC. So
Well, there you have it. That's a pretty funny story, not gonna lie. You guys just try to do it for the heck of it, and hey, we love to see that. We absolutely love to see that. Yeah, thank you for your interview, Rydog. GG's on that big win. Before we end this, the floor is yours. Say what you want to say. Give your shout outs. Go ahead.
yeah, shout out to EMDB, of course. We had some weird scheduling again this week, and so they were really flexible, and we were able to set this up for tonight. So shout out them for that, and then of course the games as well. They were super fun, especially that game 4 back and forth. Like I was sweating a little bit, and fortunately enough, we got it done in the end. Obviously, shout out my teammates; they're insane. Love them all to death. And side note, we get to meet Loyboy in person for the first time this weekend, so that'll be super exciting. And then I always shout out you because yeah, streaming like 6 games tonight was insane. So good job, Maz. Appreciate you as
I missed
always.
one, to be fair, so it wasn't perfect, but I tried to get as
Yeah,
much in as
you're-
possible.
There's only one of you, unfortunately. So you did a good job for what you got. And then I always shout out my mom, of course, who was watching too. Shout out Mama Rydog. And also shout out my girlfriend because I think I pissed her off for playing the game tonight. But it is what it is. We got the win, and that's what's important. So GG's all around, and yeah.
Oh, absolutely. GG's to everyone. And well done to you guys as well. One step closer to winning the league. See if you guys can do it, but you have 2 matches remaining. So you're almost there. Good luck, and have a good night.
Hey, thanks, Maz. Appreciate it. You too.
All right, we gotta rush through 2 more interviews, guys. 2 more interviews. Next up, the loser of that TA-EM Dallas Burn matchup. Let us welcome on in Pico David. Welcome on in. Kind of interrupting you in your live conversation. I forgot to update that as well. Hold up, we can do this real quick. And there you go, Pico David. Welcome into the interview booth. Rough loss, but you guys kept it so close. You guys kept coming back over and over again. How do you guys do this against like the best of teams? What's the secret?
Caesar's the secret, I guess. You know, that guy was balling out. Like, I can't say much because, you know, I only played in game 2, but that guy was just incredible. Awesome, dude.
Really? Is it all him though? Because you were in that game too. You were in that game too, by the way. And your team was up 2-0 when you were in there. How'd you do that? Like, how'd you hold your own against that Timbers Army team?
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Are you
bro,
playing
honestly.
Smash right now?
Nope.
Another video game at the very least?
Yes.
Okay. I had a feeling because I was hearing some sounds on the side. I'm not going to keep you here for too long. So, you guys might have lost, but you gave Timbers Army probably one of their toughest tests in recent weeks. You did what El Matador couldn't do, which is get a game and take them to overtime as well. In an insane game 4, I mean, Wicca, Anomaly, and Caesar really stepped it up. What does that say about the potential of EM Dallas Burn in future seasons? If they keep this lineup.
That we can get very high. I think the beginning of the season was just rough because, you know, we were just getting used to the new teams. Now we're finally kind of finding our pace, and now I'm actually, you know, playing somewhat respectable.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, is this team going to remain after this season? Can you tell us a bit about where this team might go in the future?
From what I've heard, there are some ideas being thrown out there, but the people haven't gotten to an agreement yet. So, you know, it's still up to fate. I don't know what will happen, but wherever I go, I'll play. That's my role.
And let's talk about your gameplay as well, Pico David. You know, you talked so much about earlier on the season about, oh, I want to retire, I don't want to play. Some of it was exaggerated, but the idea was you were just not really getting into the game. In recent weeks, though, you've been becoming a bigger contributor against some very tough opponents. How have you got yourself to this level?
I'm not playing the game. I just don't play this game often. Like, I think the last time before I played like tonight was, the other game against ECRC, which I did really great in. But yeah, I don't know what it is, honestly.
Well, you're kind of getting some reactions from the chat for that answer. Caesar giving the resident sleeper reaction to you for that. Also, a question from chat from Luis. Pico David, what are your thoughts on Piglet?
He's an awesome dude. I like him. He's pretty awesome. Respect to him though. He held his own against when we played him as well.
I'm seeing some reactions right there. Okay, we might have to talk about that afterwards. Outside of the stream.
What? Oh, okay.
So don't worry about it for now. But a very good answer right there. I mean, Piglet is a good dude overall, and he did step up. He was a big contributor. With that said, I have to jump into the next interview, so I'm gonna have to let you go. You can enjoy your game right now, but before you leave this call, I'm gonna give you the floor. Say what you want to say. Give your shout outs. Go ahead.
Shout out to Portland. Shout out to the Timbers Army. Shout out to my team. Y'all played amazing. Shout out to my long lost uncle, and yeah, that's about it.
Shout out to Pico David's long uncle. Well, there you have it, folks. Enjoy your game, Pico David. GG's. Have a good night. We'll catch you next time. And there he goes. We have one more interview left. We're towards the end of the stream. Yes, we are going to give everyone the chance to speak up, and that includes the winner of the first matchup between KC Cauldron and Los Cinco Doce. Sorano, welcome on in. You were the architect of that 5-gamer, that reverse sweep. Bro, how did you do it?
Well, we just kind of, honestly, we didn't really do anything special. We just played our game and hope for the best.
I mean, you're being a bit humble right there. I gotta know how you guys stepped it up for great game 3 onwards, because it seemed like you guys were just moving the ball so much better, keeping it further away from them, and, just making sure they react to you instead of you to them. So I'm guessing this was just something that just clicked in place. It's not something you guys talked about or adjusted to?
Well, I will say this. Roaring Gold brought up after, I think, game 1 or 2, that we just need to keep somebody back at all times, because a lot of their goals, and especially if it was a game 1, we were just getting scored on because they would shoot the ball from their defensive third and it'd roll into our net. So just keeping somebody back and playing for people to be able to rotate back and help on defense, that was something that we did discuss a little bit and then put it into practice, and it worked. So yeah, there was a little bit of planning. I just didn't know what to say at first.
No, don't worry about it. It's all good. I mean, you guys really stepped it up and gave Los Cinco Doce a very hard time. Smitty was a massive contributor to that. How would you rate his performance tonight compared to his performances in the other matches this season?
A 10. I would like that every week, but I'm not gonna act like I've been playing really good either. I want to be able to perform like that as well, as on the same level as my team every single time. So as long as we're all clicking, she'll be fine.
Now, you guys were kind of going through some struggles recently. I mean, you guys have been inconsistent overall. But you guys come back and beat a team with a massive addition in Kaser, and the Cinco Doce team has been on the up. You guys still came back and upset them essentially. How are you guys feeling once that Game 5 victory was sealed?
I was telling them, I guess I'll just be honest here. I was telling them, if we were able to hold our own against you guys, I think we can do some more damage to other teams. You feel me? With our remaining games, I think we could win. As long as we play as good as we did today, we should be all right.
Absolutely. I mean, in terms of your remaining games, they're not any easier because you guys are facing off against Timbers Army, and then, well, Sounders RC, but that Sounders RC team has nothing to lose essentially. With that said, I mean, you guys had an incredible performance tonight against Los Cinco Doce. GG's, congrats on that win. I'm gonna let you go now because it's been a long night, and I think you're going to work as well. So I'm not gonna keep you around here too long. So now the floor is yours. You give your shout out. Say whatever you want to say. Go ahead.
Shout out Smitty. Great performance, especially game 5. We linked up. That was a great passing play. And shout out to Ringold playing solid third man tonight. Really appreciated that. And yeah, that's all I got. Thanks for having me, bro.
Absolutely. Thank you for spending your time in this interview. I'll let you go now. Take care. Have a good night. And GG's.
GG's, bro.
All right, chat. That about does it for tonight. What an insane night of Rocket League action, by the way. We have not had a 5-gamer, and tonight we had 3 of them. One of them, unfortunately, we could not broadcast, which is an absolute shame. But you know what? At least we had 3 5-game series matches tonight. We could have had a 4th one, but Timber's Army wanted to end it quick. But the week is not done yet, chat. We have 2 more matches coming up for you. ECRC versus Frontera Chrome and Sounders RC versus El Matador. Both very likely to be played out tomorrow. ECRC Frontera Chrome scheduled for 11 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. I say tomorrow. It's technically Friday here, so later on tonight. And Sounders RC versus El Matador hopefully is going to kick off at around the same time. So we might have 2 games played at the same time, and we're going to have to showcase them just like we did EC Eternal, Steel Army, as well as Timbers Army, EM Dallas Bird. But for now, we're going to have to wrap up the stream just before we do another quick look at the league table. Timbers Army up by 7 points over Frontera Chrome, 11 points over KC Cauldron, and 13 points over Listic Godose. It is now a 2-horse race in the Premier. EM Dallas Bird coming up to 18 points despite that loss. And meanwhile, in the championship, the Rebellion now have a 4-point lead over Steel Army, a 5-point lead over EC Defiance. 1 more win, and they pretty much seal the deal for themselves in the championship league. So now we basically are going to have a race for second, unless the Rebellion lose next week in week 14. But we'll see what happens then. As for EC Eternal, Frontera Azul should be above EC Eternal. They're tied on everything except for head-to-head, in which Frontera Azul has the advantage. Axe and Rose, with those 2 points, are now up to 12. Great job by them to get some more points on the board as they deserve. Los Verdes still with 0 points, but the season still goes on. We have 2 more weeks remaining for them. All right. This was the match we played most recently, but we do have 2 more matches in the Premier remaining. So next up for you guys, guaranteed Frontera Chrome versus Emerald City RC. We will be kicking off with that at 11 p.m. Eastern, Friday night, to kick off the weekend. Chat, this has been an absolutely crazy night of Rocket League. Absolute cinema. GG's to every team involved. If you guys want to recap this, you can do so on YouTube. We will have the full stream uploaded there. You can watch the full stream on Twitch as well. If you want to watch the individual matches, you can do so on YouTube itself as well. I'm going to see if I can get Frontera Azul versus Axe and Rose captured and uploaded as well somehow. It won't necessarily be a clean, proper stream, proper broadcast, but at least I'm hoping to get some of the action up there. So we'll see how that goes as well. All right, though. That about does it. It's 12:32 a.m. Eastern here. I gotta go to bed. You guys should as well, for those of you in the Eastern time zone. But for now, have a good night. We will see you all next time. Peace.